Hello Guardians, this is Geezer Gamer, also known as Iron Bill. Jumping back in tonight, I apologize, it's been a few days since I've made a video. I actually took about an hour and a half of Iron Banner last night, or at least I thought I did. And believe it or not, for some reason I didn't check my OBS to make sure it was recording as I typically do, and I got about 1 minute of nothing. And so tonight, I thought last night of Iron Banner, I might as well go ahead and toss on my Hunter and give it a shot. Well, my first game didn't go so well. I did 2 matches tonight, and I mean, I ran positive, but I don't know. I was trying a new Claws of the Wolf that I'd picked up from my tokens, and yeah, just suffice to say, I'm not used to 540s. So running my Crimson and my Claws of the Wolf here, I'm running, I think, my Void heavy machine gun or light machine gun, whatever you want to call it. But I never pick up heavy anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much unless it just falls on the ground at my feet. So anyway, I'm traveling with the pack this time and actually moving with them pretty well for the most part. And I start off this way, usually in a match, and it just doesn't stay that way. So we'll see how long I stick with it this time. I'm watching the radar and trying to get the zone, and I see, of course, a couple of guys coming over the top. We team shoot. I don't know why they came straight at the zone like that. They never had a chance. So we're going to move up towards C. We're actually moving so well. This guy does a pretty good job of keeping us occupied, because basically, if I'm not ADSing, you'll see that all 6 of us are here, which leaves our home zone exposed. I take a bit of damage back off the rift just as it pops. That's okay. Walk into a grenade, back out of that, and decide to kind of move on in here. And I slapped a targeting adjuster on this Claws of the Wolf between matches, and it did help quite a bit. I'm able just to pop right on for the most part. Ducking in and out, trading fire with my teammates here like you should do. And so we've got a clear path to C. We've already lost A, so we need to take it. Now we've got a player on the other side, you see, who's spending some time occupying them. And 4 or 5 of us here see that they're making a move around the flank. I shouldn't have thrown that grenade up there. I exposed my teammate there who was invisible, but the invader got pinched anyway. So we begin to move down this corridor, and then a grenade gets popped up here, so we back off. Start to do an end around because I see that some of my teammates are getting wiped off the edge there, but whoever did it is already gone. And I get peeled by that nightshade, although I get some credit for it. I did a lot of the work. And so far so good. That's a good start. Now what I shouldn't be trying to do is rejoin my teammates, but I do see that we need to take a zone here. So I'll go ahead and sit with this guy and begin to move towards B. And my goal all night was to contest B. Whether or not I was successful entirely didn't matter. At least you have to make the attempt. So help peel that guy off. And we have a commanding lead right now. Not insurmountable, and you know the catch-up mechanic of this game can really allow teams back in, even under bad situations. So I kind of hang back under cover here a little bit, because if supers are starting to pop, I don't want to get montaged. And I really just missed that shot entirely. I just didn't do a good job. And I throw my super just as the golden gun throws his, and I'm not trying to get in his way. Although I wind up doing that. He clears the field. I see a person over to the right side. And by the time I can get to him, my supers run out and he's gone. So it doesn't really much matter. We've got a flanker coming to the right again. You just see him on the tip of the radar. I come over to cover it, which is the right move, but he has worked me. So down I go. But it's fine, because he could have gotten our whole team if I hadn't traded with him. So if I got him after he got me with a war cliff, that's just fine. I'll take that trade every day. He could have really mopped the floor with us if I hadn't done that. Okay, so now I'm really clearly separated. I see that super. I'm going to back off. Probably the right move. We didn't have enough to team shoot him. I catch my head on the ledge. I continue to run. And I flank around again. I figure I've got a shot to come back at C, and then I see to my right I've got all kinds of trouble. Essentially I'm in the spawn now. But I shouldn't have run. you know, in a situation like that, you're going to die anyway. Might as well stay and fight. So that's a bad move on my part. So I revive here, and I figure somebody's going to have to take this zone. And by the time I get to that group, they may be cleaned up. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the zone. And they're over far enough in C, I believe it is, that they flip the zone. And you'll see red on the radar behind me. And there's no choice. I've got to try to defend the spot. So I've got 2-on-1 right now. Now, I don't know if what happens here precisely because I'm busy focusing on him, but my team collapses on the person. He tosses a grenade out. We have to back off of it a bit. But he eventually gets taken out. So that was actually a smart play on my part right there. 2 smart plays, 1 really dumb one. Okay, I see him and I about walk into a really bad situation. If he'd been a better shot, I'd have been dead. So that's 2 for 2. Too bad, too good. Oh, and I see that golden gun, and I try to just juke him. Come forward, back, whatever, and I managed to get around him. Come over here. Problem is I ran straight into their zones. I get one, but I'm damaged still, and I jump up here. So this really isn't so bad. I mean, if I'd been full health, I might have won that fight. It wasn't a bad move. And I was contesting B. Right now we've got almost a 20-point lead. Things are looking pretty up for us, but they are confident in taking zones. And what often happens when you get in that situation is your team will start playing too cautiously and forget what got them where they are. And you really, and I do it too, I mean, you've got to push. This guy on top has got to get taken out. Alright. Again, there's the trade that I need. And by the way, I really do like the Crimson. When you get into that close range area especially, you can almost hip fire that sucker, and it's pretty solid. Claws of the Wolf, I'm starting to get used to it, as you see. Starting to do a better job. I'm overwatching B there a little bit. We've got another person attacking from the side, so I back off to get a better angle. There he is. Get him. And we're rolling now. We're up by almost 30. So might as well go ahead and push into A. We've got a super leading in. I have my super, but I don't want to toss it at the same time again. Okay, we got a guy behind us. This bow. And you can't take bows lightly either, because 2 taps on that and you're done. I walk right through the grenade, right into trouble. Could have jumped over it easily, but since I got an angle, picked up 2 kills here. We're going to get the zone. And it's starting to get away from him now. We're almost up by 40.
Zone C lost. You captured Zone A. Zone advantage is yours.
So catch-up mechanic or not, we're probably going to win this at this point.
You're on the edge of
I figure I can go for that super using my super. Or, I'm sorry, the heavy using my super. And these guys back way off. And I realize I'm getting kited. But turns out my teammates cleaned them up before I got there. And though I didn't get any kills with that, at least I scared the guys off of the zone so that we could get it. Oh, and we get montaged here. That's exactly what I was afraid of earlier. But at 123 to 66, there was no way in the world that wasn't going to be a win. So anyway, this match turned out a little bit better. 17 kills, 6 caps, 3.4. That's a solid game. So with that, this is Geezer Gamer signing off.